Some snacks are not just eaten. They are tied to a memory, and Cracker Jack is one of them.
You might find it in the stands at a baseball game, at a summer fair, or in the hands of a child eagerly digging through the box to see what prizes inside today. Inside each box are crunchy caramel-coated popcorn, rich salty peanuts, and a small prize tucked away inside.
That simple but very recognizable combination has helped Cracker Jack stay around for more than 130 years.
He wowed the crowd with Cracker Jack at the Chicago World's Fair. It was a huge success. A few years later, his brother Louis perfected the recipe.
And that same recipe is still used today. To create its signature light, crunchy popcorn texture, Cracker Jack starts with a very specific Zea mays everta. This is the only type of corn that can pop into popcorn, and the secret lies in the structure of each tiny kernel. Compared to regular corn, Zea mays everta kernels are smaller, harder, and have an outer hull strong enough to hold in steam pressure until just the right moment. In the world of popcorn, there are two main popping shapes. The first is butterfly popcorn, which opens up into uneven wing-like pieces, the kind you often see at movie theaters.
This is the best popcorn ever.
Daddy, can I have some more?
And this mushroom-style popcorn is the type Cracker Jack chooses, because its round, even shape helps it hold up better during the caramel coating process without breaking apart too easily. At the Cracker Jack factory in Grand Rapids, Michigan, everything begins with a truck loaded with freshly harvested corn from the field. When it reaches the storage area, about 150 million kernels are unloaded from each trailer.
Then moved into these large grain bins. Altogether, the bins can hold up to 3.2 million pounds. At harvest, the corn usually has a moisture level of about 16 to 20%.
That is a little too high, so to bring it down to around 14%, the crop is treated inside these large bins by pushing warm air.
Once a bin is filled, a heater fan at ground level pushes warm air upward through a raised perforated floor and through the pile of corn, pulling moisture out as the air rises. At the bottom, sweep augers keep moving the wetter grain toward the center, where a vertical auger carries it up through a moisture tester, then spreads it back across the top. This keeps the entire pile of corn constantly moving and mixing. Moisture monitoring cables also run through the grain, with sensors placed every 3 feet. These sensors send moisture data directly to the system, allowing it to automatically turn the heater fan on or off and adjust to whatever weather is happening outside. All of this equipment has one goal: to bring the corn's moisture level down from around 20% after harvest to about 14 to 13%. That is the range that helps the kernels pop to their best potential.
If the kernels are too dry, they will not pop well and may be left behind as unpopped kernels. The little rocks you
If the kernels have too much moisture, they may pop unevenly when they expand.
When the kernels reach the right moisture level, underfloor augers move the corn into the factory, where the kernels are sorted by size, shape, color, and cleanliness.
Defective kernels or kernels that are too small are sent off to be used as animal feed. Inside the plant, the kernels pass through a series of screens.
Similar to mesh panels with different opening sizes, this equipment separates the corn from any foreign material such as dust, small stones, or bits of plant debris. The screens are designed to let only certain kernel sizes pass through, helping keep the batch consistent. Next, the corn goes through an air aspiration process to remove fine material, such as dust or loose husk pieces.
Ventilation systems pull away the lighter particles, leaving behind cleaner kernels.
The final inspection stage is the color sorter. This machine checks each kernel as nearly 1 million kernels pass through every minute. Under optical cameras, any kernel that is chipped, off color, or too pale is detected. Then, a very fast puff of air knocks it out of the stream in mid-air,
removing it from the batch.
Ascensions. After the corn has been cleaned and brought to the right moisture level, the kernels are sent to the popcorn popper. Here, a small amount from a hopper above, the corn is fed continuously into the popping chamber, where the temperature quickly rises to about 450 degrees Fahrenheit. As each kernel heats up, the small amount of moisture inside begins to turn into steam. But that steam cannot escape right away because the outer hull of the kernel is too hard and tightly sealed. Pressure keeps building inside, almost like a tiny pressure cooker that has been locked shut. In the final few seconds, the hull is put under heavy pressure.
And when it can no longer hold, the kernel pops open. The soft starch inside expands instantly.
Turns inside out and sets into a white, light, fluffy piece of popcorn. This process happens continuously inside the machine. Thousands of kernels are heated, popped, and released from the popping chamber almost at the same time, creating a steady stream of hot, crisp popcorn. With the mushroom-style popcorn used for Cracker Jack, each kernel can expand to about 30 to 33 times its original size.
Every day, to make the familiar boxes of Cracker Jack, the factory has to pop about 10 tons of popcorn,
while also using thousands of pounds of caramel and around 13,000 pounds of peanuts. But before the caramel can coat each piece of popcorn, it has to be cooked into a mixture with the right thickness, color, and stickiness. The recipe starts with sugar, corn syrup, molasses, water, salt, and a small amount of vegetable oil. The liquid ingredient.
As the mixing blades begin to turn, the sugar and corn syrup blend together, forming a thick, glossy syrup.
The temperature is then gradually raised, causing the water in the mixture to evaporate little by little.
The caramel is cooked to about 280 degrees Fahrenheit, a temperature that helps the coating become dry, crisp, and firmly attached to each piece of popcorn once it cools. As the syrup thickens, it also becomes heavier, more viscous, and changes color from pale yellow to amber brown.
When the caramel reaches the right point, a small amount of vegetable oil and salt is mixed evenly into the batch.
The oil helps give the coating a smoother shine, while also helping the popcorn pieces separate after mixing, instead of sticking together in large clumps. But Cracker Jack is not just caramel-coated popcorn. To create that familiar sweet and salty flavor in every box, another ingredient is prepared at the same time: crunchy, rich peanuts. Every day, large bulk bags holding about 2,000 pounds of shelled peanuts are brought into the factory.
Unlike many snacks that use regular dry-roasted peanuts, the peanuts in Cracker Jack are fried to give them a stronger aroma, a crispier texture, and a richer flavor.
First, the peanuts are lifted into a hopper system. From there, they are shaken evenly into metal baskets to get ready for cooking.
The baskets full of peanuts are lowered into hot water for a few minutes.
After soaking, the peanut baskets are lifted out and allowed to drain. The peanuts are then poured onto a conveyor and transferred into a new set of frying baskets. At this point, the peanuts go straight into a hot oil vat, where they are. When fried properly, the peanuts turn a nice golden color, crisp on the outside while still keeping their rich, nutty flavor inside.
Finally, they are lifted out of the oil, drained on a conveyor, and coated with a thin layer of salt.
After the popcorn and peanuts have been prepared separately, they are sent into an industrial mixing drum at a preset ratio.
The popcorn is light and airy, while the peanuts are heavier, so the system has to feed them in evenly to keep the peanuts from collecting in one spot.
As the drum begins to rotate, the popcorn and peanuts are gently tumbled together continuously.
Then, from the cooker, the hot caramel is pumped through heat-resistant pipes to the mixing area.
There, the popcorn and peanuts are already waiting, as the glossy brown caramel is sprayed in.
The mixing paddles begin turning continuously, coating the light white popcorn and turning it into the shiny golden brown base of Cracker Jack.
After the popcorn and peanuts are evenly coated with the hot, glossy caramel,
the Cracker Jack mixture continues onto the cooling room. At this stage, the caramel is still soft and sticky, so if the mixture were left alone, to prevent that, they pass through a breakup drum that slowly rotates continuously. Inside the drum, paddles gently lift, turn, and separate the popcorn pieces from one another. This allows the caramel to cool gradually while keeping each piece of Cracker Jack separate,
crisp, and evenly coated.
As the temperature drops, the caramel begins to harden, forming a thin, glossy, amber-brown shell around each piece of popcorn and each peanut.
After the caramel coating has cooled and hardened, the Cracker Jack is moved to the packaging area. The Cracker Jack goes onto an automatic weighing system. The machine divides the product into precise portions based on the weight of each bag or box. Each portion has to include the right amount of popcorn, caramel coating, and peanuts, while still matching the weight printed on the package. Once weighed, each portion of Cracker Jack drops into a filling hopper and is placed into a paper box. One detail that makes Cracker Jack stand out from many other snacks is not just the caramel or the peanuts, but the small prize hidden inside each package. After the Cracker Jack has been weighed and is ready to go into the packaging, the system adds a small prize, often a sticker, picture card, puzzle, or lightweight collectible item.
These prizes are produced separately and safely sealed in a thin wrapper, so they do not come into direct contact with the food.
In 1915, a series of baseball cards was once placed inside Cracker Jack packages. Some of those cards have recently sold for around $800,000. So they are highly collectible, and for some people, extremely valuable.
And today, Cracker Jack is sold at every Major League Baseball stadium, as well as many minor league ballparks.
For generations, opening a box of Cracker Jack has not just been about eating caramel popcorn, it has also been about finding out what secret prize is inside this time.
That small detail helped turn Cracker Jack from a simple snack into a familiar part of baseball summer fairs and American childhood memories.
From these gleaming silos, the future of flavor is